Right, this is the market review for Eurodollar 15-minute time frame for the week that was February 17th to Friday, February 21st. And I did catch a couple of trades that I would like to go through and just keep them as a journal for myself for future preferences. So we're going to start on Monday. You can see this, I already have this previous day low and then this previous day high. This was from Friday. 2 sessions I'm trading. This is the London Open and this is the New York Open from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and this is from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. New York time zone. Now, as you can see, there was nothing here on London session. This imbalance, I would have looked to take a trade off of this order block, but unfortunately we didn't have a sweep. Actually, did we? No, we didn't have any sweep. So this for me was not a right place for me to take a trade. After that, you can see, so there was nothing on London on Monday. And then when we entered to New York session, you can see we had this sweep or that. So this was the first trade. So there was that sweep and then there was this market structure shift over here. So the market broke up, came inside and then broke up again. We had this buy side. We had this break of structure over here. So after we had this sweep and then we had this market structure shift and then the market retraced and then broke above this level again, leaving this fair value gap with this order block. This is where the trade is coming. This is where I will be taking the trade from. So the trade was taken from there and targeting 1 to 3. Which the take profit was fulfilled immediately after the close of 12 p.m. during New York session. So this was the first trade of the week. And again, the reason being that we had this market, we had this sweep down here, we had this market structure shift, we had this break of structure with momentum that left this imbalance over here. So we took a trade off of this order block. This order block is valid because it is paired with this imbalance up here. We took a trade for 1, 2, 3. So that was on Monday. So let me shift my lines again. Previous day low here. And then we have a previous day high, Monday high over there. Now coming again on Tuesday, as you can see, we did have this sweep here. But unfortunately, we never had this market structure shift down here. Now, because we didn't have any market structure shift, that's the reason why I did not consider this order block here to be a valid entry point for me. Therefore, I did not do anything during this London session. But coming into New York session, you can see we had this sweep and we sort of like had this, I think it's this one. We had this market structure shift over here, but in this time frame, we didn't have any, we didn't see any imbalance. So because there was no any imbalance, I didn't take any trade from any of these points. But I think I may have made a mistake. And the reason behind that mistake is the fact that, as you can see, this price went all the way up and actually took this buy side liquidity up here. It took this buy side liquidity up here. Now, this should have been a sign for me to actually wait and see what the market is doing, because as you can see, once the market did take out this buy side liquidity, as you can see, once price went all the way up and took out this buy side liquidity, it did this move that broke this structure down here, indicating a market structure shift, the change in direction. So me, during this day, I did take this trade and it was a loss. I took a buy here thinking that we had this market structure shift, we had this sweep of liquidity. And it's a sweep of liquidity because you can see immediately after price broke through this level, it immediately changed the direction. So this was a market structure shift. So I was thinking that we might have a same scenario as we had on Monday, that I was considering this to be a break of structure here, right? And then I was considering this also to be a break of structure. And because we had this imbalance, I was waiting for price to come and reject from this order block and continue to push price to the upside for, again, 1 to 3. But as you can see, the market did not do that. Instead, it went all the way down, broke this structure here, causing a market structure shift. So with what happened here, in a sense of what I am actually trying to see, is that this turned now to be a sweep, and this would change now to become, let me take this out, or let me just leave that. Now this point over here will change now to be a market structure shift. Now this whole thing above here will now change into an order block, of which, as you can see, on Wednesday, that's the point where price went and rejected off of. Right, as you can see, so we did change direction from this point, right? And the price went all the way up, retested this order block. After the price tested this order block, price started to move all the way to the downside on Wednesday. Now, again, there was no trade for me on Wednesday. There was nothing that I saw here. So I just left it as is. But in hindsight, this is the pattern that I usually like to see before I trade. I want to see a sweep of liquidity. I want to see a market structure shift. And then after that, I want to see price retracing the deepest order block before continuing to the general direction where price wants to go. So there was no trade on Wednesday. When we went to Thursday was a bit interesting. I did not take this trade, I missed it. But again, it's the same pattern repeating it itself. we have this sweep of liquidity down here. We have this market structure shift up here. And this is a very long market structure shift. Right, we have that market structure shift. We have this order block that is also paired with this imbalance over here. So this is an order block. So I could have taken a trade right there. For again 1 to 3. Oh, and something else that I forgot. The news event. We didn't have any news event on Monday. We had news event on Tuesday. This was a speech. And then we had FOMC meeting on Wednesday at 2 p.m. So none of this would affect me that much. But this one here on Thursday at 8:30 a.m. This was this one. And then, yeah, this one again, the PMI for the euro dollar. This would have been a significant news event for me. So because we're already on Thursday, that means that news event would have been here. So this would have been a news event. Usually when I'm trading, I close all my trades 5 minutes before the news event. It doesn't matter where I am. If I'm on profit, if I'm on losses, I will close the trade 5 minutes before the news event. So whatever position I may have been holding here, this candle is the candle where I'm closing the position down. And usually to make that process easier, I usually like to go to a lower time frame. Because when you're saying 5 minutes, it's just easier to actually be on it. Like, so I'll close my trades here. Once this candle closes, that position is closed. Now, on a 15-minute time frame, time frame, that means, let me adjust it a bit. And by the way, even if you take this aside, right, I just delete this trade, there was another opportunity for me again to enter. Now, that opportunity would have been like this. You had, I'm saying I'm not comfortable with this. This may be the same scenario as what happened here, that we simply just retested and then we are going to change the direction. So that means I'm not trusting this order block. Maybe price may just want to break all the way down again and continue with this, or continue to retrace to the downside. The other option would have been to wait and see what the price would do, and that means this, once price is playing around this level, I let it do its thing. So that means here I had again a sweep, the same pattern, a sweep, and then after that sweep I had this market structure shift, and then after that market structure shift, what I have again is an order block that is paired with this minor imbalance down here, right? So again, there is this order block. Now, for me, this order block is more significant because it's, I feel like I have more confidence taking this trade with all the confluences that are backing this trade up more than the original trade that I was showing earlier over here. Because for me, now I have this sweep, I have this market structure shift, I have price rejecting from this order block or finding resistance from this order block being pushed up, right? Now, again, I have this break of structure. You have that break of structure that has also this minor imbalance down here with this order paired with this order block over here. So now I'm going down to the 5 minutes so I can align this trade properly. Again, I did not take this trade. I missed it. But it is a trade that I will consider it nonetheless because it follows all the it follows my strategies to the point, to the T. So that means I would have closed my trade over here. Over there for a 2 to 6, right? Close the trade before the news event. So now that would have been the London session. Now going to the New York session, again, there was another trade. By the way, I have not put the previous day high and the previous day low lines. Let me do that. Now this is on Thursday. Thursday, as you can see, during the New York session, we had again this sweep down here, this break of structure up here with this imbalance. Price broke through the previous the previous day high, closed above it, right? It made this minor retracement, and then again we had this break of structure over here. This break of structure again is leaving this order block behind with this imbalance. So now again, this for me is a trade that I can take, and a trade that I actually did take. Because on my rules, I take trades off of order blocks that are being paired with an imbalance. So this trade was taken for 1 to 3. There you go. Which was right there. So the logic behind this is that we have this sweep, this market structure shift with an imbalance, an order block that fails to retrace deep into this imbalance but breaks above. Now this for me is a sign of a strong momentum to the upside. Now again, once this retracement is essentially finished and prices continue with the move to the upside, leaving this strong imbalance here paired with this order block, that's the reason why I took this trade for again 1 to 3. Now that was Thursday, so Thursday there was a possibility of 2 trades, a 2.6 and then a 3%. Not forgetting this loss here that we took on Tuesday, and this win that we got on Monday. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4 trades. Now Friday was again an interesting day because there was nothing on Monday during London session. But during London session, what was interesting is the fact that we had this sweep here, and then after that sweep, we had this market structure shift down here. But as you can see, price never returned into this order block during London session, but instead what it did is it did that during New York session. Now, again, like you can remember, I told you there is a significant news event on Friday, the PMI at 9:45. Right? So I don't trade 5 minutes to 10 minutes before, not before, after the news event. So I have to wait approximately 5 to 10 minutes for the market to settle down a bit before I put on any trades. So I did not take this trade. But again, for the sake of journaling my the trades that perform following my strategy, this would have been another take profit trade, because it did perform exactly how it's supposed to perform. So if it was not for this news event, I would have taken that trade, but I did not, because it fell directly on a red folder news that I do not trade. But yeah, that is it. That is for the week of February 17th to February 21st. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. 3 winning trades and 1 loss. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the review for this week, and yeah, on to the next week.